Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome and thank you for finding us. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to our patrons who are a huge help to this channel. We have a Discord for Patreon that's really, really fun. I love getting in there and talking about movies and what people are buying and what they're looking forward to and what rumors they've heard of stuff that's coming out and all of that nature. I'm just going to do a quick real-time adjustment here on my framing. Good. So it's a Hong Kong Cinema channel and it's mostly a Blu-ray channel at this point and movie reviews and stuff like that. And I have a fat stack, and I tried to pick this up as one stack earlier, and I couldn't get it because there's too many movies. Because I don't have Kawhi Leonard style hands, and so I have to pick it up as two different stacks. But this is what we'll be talking about today. These are some Hong Kong films that I have picked up recently for the channel. Some of these were bought. I'm just looking through the pile. At least like I think 4 of these were bought with Patreon money. So shout out to our patrons. That is the primary budget for this channel. You can sign up for $2 a month, $4 a month. There's a bunch of polls where you can vote on what I should watch next, what that is exclusive to Patreon or early release should be released on YouTube next, what I should be buying with the money we have for the channel, what reviews I should be doing, and stuff like that. So, Kid from Quan, we have some Shaw Brothers to start this off. This movie sounds really fun and really nuts. I don't think I've seen it. It's kind of like a supernatural martial arts comedy with lots of, I mean, it says, let me read you this on the back. With spirited slapstick supernatural silliness and some jaw-dropping fights that really have to be seen to be believed, Kid from Kwantong is gravity-defying treat from the glory days of Hong Kong cinema. So, I mean, I love those types of films, like the slapstick, ridiculous comedies, and that sounds like right up my alley, and I'm super excited about it. So, and again, I don't think I've seen this movie. I'm not like 100% sure, but I don't think I've seen it. So there you go. Let me know in the comments when I'm going through these films, which ones you like, which ones you've seen, which ones you think I'll like, which ones I should review first, which ones you're excited to hear me talk about. And I don't know, whatever else you want to talk about in the comments, drop your letterbox so we can all follow each other at letterbox to see which movies everybody's watching and stuff like that. The Sword is up next. I've had this movie for quite a while, and I may have already shown this off in a previous video. I can't frankly remember. This is directed by Patrick Tam, who directed Nomad and My Heart is That Eternal Rose, which I just showed off recently in a different pickups video. And it's a martial arts film from 1980. It's 89 minutes long, and it says here, best known as a key contributor to the Hong Kong New Wave, as the director is My Heart is That Eternal Rose, which is, you'll know if you watch this channel, like I absolutely love that film. Patrick Tam was Wong Kar-wai's mentor, so My Heart is That Eternal Rose is like, it has this kind of Wong Kar-wai like romantic drama feel, but it's also very much like a heroic bloodshed style film, and it has some very dark moments of like violence and like borderline horror creepiness. I thought it was phenomenal. Cinematography is incredible. I think Chris Doyle was the cinematographer on that film, but I might be completely wrong about that. Or maybe it was Andrew Lau. It's somebody who's a really good cinematographer. Now I'm doubting myself, and don't quote me on that. So The Sword. So there you go. I have not watched this film. It was released by Eureka, which I'm just super excited to get to this. So let me know in the comments when I should watch that. So I already have this movie on Blu-ray, and the only reason I'm showing this off here is because I didn't know it came out on DVD. And so this is Knockoff, the Van Damme movie, and this is I think this is Region A because this was distributed by MVD, which is an American company. And I think if I'm not mistaken, the Blu-ray release, which I think was from 88 Films, was Region B. So now you can watch this glorious, ridiculous, coked out, completely freaking insane Van Damme action comedy from Joy Hark, in Region A. Wait, I forgot Paul Sorvino is in this, and Rob Schneider is in this movie. Or Scheider? Is it Schneider? Yeah. Okay, so this is another one where I can't remember if I showed this off before in a different video. I got it a couple months ago. It's Horrible History, and this is 4 films from Chong Che, released by Eureka Entertainment. And it's this is the Region A release. I think this was a Region A and Region B release, and I just ended up with the Region A release because I'm in Region A. Often described as the godfather of Hong Kong cinema, Chong Che made nearly 100 films during his long and storied career spent at Shaw Brothers Studio, where he directed such landmarks as The One-Armed Swordsman, Five Deadly Venoms, The Heroic Ones. And his resume is just ridiculous and speaks for itself. Many of his films drew upon Chinese history for inspiration, and many of them were based on real people and events. Eureka Classics proudly presents 4 of his best historical epics in this special edition set: Marco Polo, The Pirate, Boxer Rebellion, and 4 Riders. So check that out. Next we have a very shiny cover, The lady assassin, hell yeah. I'm gonna guess this is about a woman who assassinates people, but well, let's be open-minded. From Hong Kong's legendary Shaw Brothers studio comes a blood-drenched story of ninjas, eunuchs, and a dark palace intrigue. So basically, like a day in my life. Um, eunuchs, especially, not as much the palace intrigue, but the blood-drenched ninjas and the eunuchs. I mean, every day. That's rush hour in LA, baby. The old emperor is on his last third leg. No, his last leg. Excuse me. I thought that's at his last third leg. His kickstand is propping him up, and his sounds like a Stephen Chow movie. I should write that movie, The Last Third Leg of the Emperor. And his you'd only have one third leg though, right? So you wouldn't be on your last third leg. The failing third leg of the Emperor. His most ambitious and amoral son plots to cheat his way to the throne, but the third leg stands in the way. Okay, now I'm getting out of control. But taking power is the easy bit. Staying on top will prove much more difficult. That's what she said. That sounds badass. I'm super excited about that. I have gotten close to 100 movies in the past couple months, and I'm having the problem that every one of them looks fucking amazing, and I have no idea what to watch, and I just get paralyzed by it. So let me know in the comments what I should watch and what is really good here and whatever. Furious. I don't know anything about this movie, but the cover art is phenomenal, and I very much trust the taste of the person who sent it to me. This is from Visual Vengeance and Wild Eye Releasing. It is an A, B, and C, so worldwide release. This film was released in 1974, and it's 73 minutes long. It's in color, and it says USA as the country. So this is like an American martial arts film, maybe? Simon, a fierce kung fu master, ventures into the city's gritty underbelly for answers to his sister's death. There, a cunning spiritual master deceives him, plotting to snatch his piece of an ancient amulet he shared with her. Unraveling the scheme, Simon plunges fist and feet first into a bone-crushing battle for the fate of the world against an alien army of karate wizards? What the fuck? Dragons, a new wave clone band, talking pigs, and mystical chickens? What? One of the most bizarre domestic martial arts movies ever made, Furious throws the 1980s home video chopsocky craze into a blender with elements of supernatural, horror, and superhero genres by way of an improvised MTV video. This sounds freaking insane. Featuring Hollywood martial arts legends Simon and Philip Ree, who are best of the best, The Matrix, Inception, in their first ever starring roles, and also the choreographers for all the nonstop action on display. This cult martial arts classic is available the first time ever on Blu-ray with hours of bonus feature. This sounds batshit insane. I also didn't know this was an American film. I would have put this in a different pile of movies to do that I'm doing pickups videos on. That sounds nuts. Okay, so this movie I'm very intrigued by. It has Sherry Chung, Kent Tong, Elaine Jin. It's a film by Angie Chen. It's called Maybe It's Love. This is a Vinegar Syndrome partner label release, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Connie Films? Yeah, this is a Connie release, and I've really liked all of their releases that I've picked up so far. So I was very excited to see this. It looks a little bit saucy. A little bit saucy. Following her parents' separation, 10-year-old Mabel is, or Marble? Marby? Marble? I'm having a really tough time reading this because it's like dark red ink on black. Is sent to live with her grandparents in the outskirts of Hong Kong. Also new in town is the seductive pageant queen, Rita, whose skin-tight leotards pique the interest of a dashing postman, which that did happen to me once. I had to stop wearing my skin-tight leotards because the dashing postman would not stop wagging his big packages at me. Already involved with the shopkeeper's wife, the mailman, that is. Meanwhile, the curious child whose name I can't quite read, Marble, maybe, something like that, who has made it a habit to spy on her neighbors with her couldn't get the binoculars out in time. Witness a murder on a stormy night. This sounds really fun. I love Sherry Chung, and I watched a trailer for this, I think, when it was announced, and I was like, that looks really cool. I should check that movie out. So it's another one that I really, really want to watch, and I have no idea when I'm going to get to watch it. So this next one, I think, I can't show you the back because it's got some nudity on it. The movie is Facets of Love. It's a very saucy film, from what I understand. Again, I don't think I've seen this movie. It's region A and B, 88 films. And this is a Shaw Brothers film. A costume drama like no other, Facets of Love tells the stories of the Shanghai brothel in the early years of the 20th century, of its devious owners, of the unhappy innocents that have been tricked into toiling there, and of entitled men who visit, the ordinary and the illustrious. A good deal saucier than the martial arts movies that its producers at Shaw Brothers Studios are most famous for. Lee Song-han's film is a sensual indulgence with beautiful design and photography. There may even be a small early appearance from Jackie Chan. So there you go. I'm very excited for this. Sounds like my childhood, honestly. Just hanging out in the brothel, watching people get naughty. I just gouged a hole in the wall with a spoon and I would just watch through. Um, Next, I really may have shown. I feel like I've shown this one off before. I just can't remember because I've gotten so many movies. This is the Kung Fu Instructor, which is this cover is freaking amazing. By the way, uh, and this is another of the Shaw Brothers films. In a bitterly divided town, there's no middle ground. You're either with one side or the other. It sounds like America in 2025. Cross the line and face dire consequences. Again, sounds like America in 2025. One clan hires a kung fu master. Okay, so now we're diverging a little bit. Played by the great T Long. Very few Americans are as cool as T Long, so now we're like nowhere near America. To break the stalemate. But he's nobody's servant, and his loyalties can't be bought so easily. It sounds like Yojimbo, honestly. Oh, next sentence. Inspired by Kurosawa's Yojimbo and Leone's Fistful of Dollars and Yojimbo are essentially the same movie. The Kung Fu Instructor puts a slightly more cynical spin on traditional codes of honor. Oh, this is a Sun Chung movie. He did Human Lanterns, and did he direct Avenging Eagle? He directed some amazing films. But I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. So yeah, that sounds really fun. Like a Sun Chung riff on Yojimbo. That sounds like America in 2025. Hell yeah. Okay, so next we have Corpse Mania. I bought this to review for Halloween last year, like because I was trying to do Hong Kong horror films, and it arrived like 2 days after Halloween, and so I was like, well, maybe I'll just save it for next. Oh shit! This is a 4K. I didn't know that. I just got a 4K player for my birthday like 10 days ago, a week ago. My wife got it for me. I didn't know this was 4K. Okay, now I have to watch this in 4K. It just sounds kind of grimy and dirty. It's from 1981. Kent Cheng is in it. Like, how can you not love Kent Cheng? He's just so fun. I think it's got necrophilia in it. It sounds so fun. I think it has necrophilia in it. After a defiled corpse is discovered in an abandoned building, Inspector Zhang recognizes the scene as being similar to other mutilated bodies that have been turning up in the area. Realizing that there is a deranged serial killer at large, Zhang's investigation soon leads him to a local brothel run by the headstrong Madame Lan, which appears to be the killer's hunting ground. So from what I read, this movie is like kind of Giallo-esque. I've never seen a Giallo film as far as I know, or maybe I've seen like one. But like the bold colors and like the mystery and the blood and stuff like that. This is directed by Chi Hong Kwei, who did Hex and The Boxer's Omen, so I'm expecting it to be totally insane and like body horror, gruesome nastiness. Corpse Mania masterfully fuses Shaw Brothers' well-regarded dramatic period pieces with the structure and style of the Italian giallo. There you go. Offering foggy streets, gelled lighting, and grisly murders perpetuated by a black-clad killer. Moving from twist to twist. Was that meant to be perpetrated, not perpetuated? I don't know. We'll see. Moving from twist to twist and sure to leave viewers squirming in horror all the way. Vinegar Syndrome is proud to present this essential Hong Kong horror on a UHD, newly restored in 4K from its original camera negative, packed with extras and featuring all the maggot-covered corpses one could ask for. And indeed, that is something that we frequently ask for, is maggot-filled corpses. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I often email labels and I'll say, hey, look, you're doing a great job with these releases, but I find your lack of maggot-filled corpses disturbing. We only have 2 left. Johnny freaking Toe. I just watched Sparrow, the Chameleon Films release, which I had never seen before, and which is now one of my favorite Johnny Toe films. And it's such a beautiful, incredible movie. My review will be going up in Patreon very soon. This is running on Karma, which is another Johnny Toe film I've never seen before. It says a film by Johnny Toe and Knockoff. So I guess they co-directed it there, and that looks like Andy Lau, and I know that Andy Lau is in this film, so my assumption is that that is Andy Lau. The 10th film co-directed by Johnny Toe and Knockoff, following a string of collaborations that included comedies, romances, action films, and historical epics. Running on Karma is a crime thriller with a distinctly Buddhist flair, starring the titan of Hong Kong cinema, Andy Lau. Yeah, I've never seen this movie, and I've heard it's like a really interesting, unique film that does have some comedy in it, but is very kind of like introspective and philosophical film in some respects as well. I call myself a Sudist because I'm like a pseudo Buddhist. I did go to a Jodo Shinshu, which is like Japanese Pure Land Buddhist temple for about a year and a half. I was going every Sunday. I've been to Zen temples before. I've read a lot of Japanese Buddhist source texts. I do have Buddhist prayer beads that I wear from time to time. Maybe you've seen them in these videos. So Buddhist philosophy is something that I very heavily identify with, that I relate with, that I find very helpful in my day-to-day life. I'm not really I'm not a person who is drawn to the ritual of like religion as an institution. I don't, that is not something I really relate to. I'm more interested in like the direct communion with the source material. But I would say that philosophically I'm a Buddhist. And so I'm very interested in this film, and I'm very curious to see what it's about. And then we have the lady. The lady is the boss, which is very often the case, is it not? In family dynamics, at least. Obviously, in this awful patriarchal society in which we live, that is not often the case. But behind closed doors, ironically, often the case. A culture clash comedy with Kung Fu, a thoroughly Americanized young woman played by Kara Hui from the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter and a billion other things, obviously, returns to Hong Kong to visit the martial arts school founded by her father and shakes it up with some trendy new ideas. But not everyone is keen on her innovations, a lesson she'll have to learn the hard way. Directed by and starring the great Lau Kar-leung. I didn't realize this is a Lau Kar-leung film. I know very little about this movie. Obviously, I've never seen it. The Lady is the Boss blends fun and fighting as only he could, and these fights are among some of the very best of his illustrious career. Hell yeah. That sounds really fun. The Lady is the Boss. So this is my Hong Kong film pickups. Please do let me know the order in which you think I should be watching these films. Because like I said, I really, truly am paralyzed when I sit down to watch movies, and I have no idea what order I should be watching them in because I have so damn many. I can't even fit this in the freaking frame. Because I have so many of them. I don't know what to do. My name is Will. You are watching Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.